Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one.
Yeah, the queen mother of swear words, the iconic scene from A Christmas Story. Ralphie's father ended up washing his mouth out with soap. Actually, it was his mom. But is it okay to let your kids slip up just a little bit? The author of a new book, In Praise of Profanity, says cursing can be good for us. The Indiana professor, Michael Adams, says that bad words actually bring us together.
Use it to build solidarity within groups because we know who we can trust to swear around. Everything from everyday speech to the very highest art, you'll find profanity useful.
But should you go as far as to teach your kids to curse? We talked to Adams via Skype.
And I'm not saying that. It's a lot more complicated than that. And there's a right place and a right time for modeling profanity to kids, just like there's a right place and a right time to use profanity in your own speech.
All right, let's bring in child psychologist Dr. Gregory Jantz. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
So what do you think about that?
No, I wouldn't teach your kids to swear.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Well, but if they are going to be swearing anyway, then, you know, why not just be a part of the conversation?
Well, there's other ways I can establish bonding. What about bonding through laughter, which is actually a stronger bond? If I teach my kids, hey, it's okay to swear and let those words out and so forth, I teach them that, first of all, is it consistent with my family values? And later on, when they get a job and they start swearing and they swear at their boss because they didn't like something, what did I teach them?
Okay. Well, he says that that people actually who are more intelligent are more likely to swear in real life. Do you think that there's ever a time or a place for a parent to, you know, be okay with their kids swearing maybe in front of them or with their friends or whatever, because they're probably going to do it anyway?
Okay, kids are going to try out new things. That includes new words. But one of the things is, what are we modeling for them? Is that what we want to teach them as a way to solve problems? If I get angry, do I just use a swear word, or do I teach them how to problem solve?
Okay.
So it's a greater picture than that. Do we all make mistakes? Are we human beings? Yes.
Sure.
If you hit your toe really hard this morning and you swore, did we make mistakes? It does come out. But is that what we want to teach them as a standard of good communication and behavior?
Got it. All right. So the author of this book says, well, he is not telling you to teach your child to curse. Maybe we shouldn't be so worried if they do. So here's what he says.
If you don't want your kids to swear, don't swear around them, but they're going to swear whether you swear around them or not at a certain age. So they're going to pick up the words and they're going to pick up the patterns and they'll experiment with their friends.
This is exactly what we were just talking about. We learned our bad words
Yes.
at some point. I don't know who we learned it from. So how do parents get ahead of this problem before it really becomes an issue?
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about vocabulary. Let's talk about what we believe is appropriate. And also, put the kid in a role play. So if I called you such and such, or I said such and such, if we were having an argument, how would that make you feel? Okay, do swear words build us up, build our self-esteem, or do they lower us?
Okay.
Something to look at.
Well, but there's another part of it, too, because kids are going to speak the way they speak with their friends, and probably differently than what they do with us as parents. And so if you know that your child is using this kind of language with their friends, is there anything that we as parents can do to kind of, you know, maybe be a go-between in this?
Well, Bill, first of all, there may be a season where they're trying out new things. So I may feel powerful if I can use a swear word. It makes me feel big. Okay, so kids may do that in order to inflate themselves. I'm going to use a really bad word, or I'm going to say something. There's also the value of shock, and kids are going to like the shock. So there's a natural season they may try some of this, and my concern is if it becomes a permanent part of their pattern of problem solving.
And this probably goes to media exposure as well when kids are young, right?
Yes, absolutely. And if we look at movies and we look at, okay, what are we teaching them? Let's just talk about, hey, here's how we do it as a family. Here's how we prefer to communicate. Don't use swear words as your first choice.
Right. Yeah, so be careful about what you're teaching your kids.
And as a counselor, I see the other side. I see kids who have been bullied by swear words. I see families who have been injured by inappropriate words.
Dr. Greg Jantz, always great to have you.
Good to be with you.
Thank you so much this morning. And again, that book, if you're interested, is called In Praise of Profanity.